Okay then, everybody. How are we doing tonight? We've got a perfect opportunity to build this business with everybody being in restricted movements and being at home and sitting at home looking at their computer. So we're taking some action to help everybody build a team. We will have some news later in this presentation for you to look at and a webinar on Saturday. So that's if all of the materials turn up on Wednesday, which they are supposedly going to. But it's pretty exciting. I think everyone will really like it. Okay, here we are, Gold Monday, 30th of March 2020. The Brains Trust getting shuffled around a bit these days, with the Buxter being down the bottom there just because he wanted to be down there with all the girls, and everybody else contributing. Here's our sponsors for the week. Skippy Pest Control. I mentioned Dan is convinced that the white ant spray that he uses is perfect for eliminating the Heineken flu. So he's been outside spraying himself with white ant spray to make sure he's sterile. Same. And Easy Shopping Cards. Easy Shopping Cards is operational now for Gold Back. So when you go to that website, easyshoppingcards.com, you can create an account. If you already have an account, you need to change your affiliate ID. It needs to be your Karatbars wallet ID, because that's where the gold will get sent. So on things like Woolworths, etc., pretty slim margins, so you'll get 2% of your turnover back in gold. On things like Rebel Sports, it's about 5% back in gold. So BCF, all those sorts of ones. So there's a big range of cards there today. Not sure how many of them are fully functional at the moment as far as the shops that they represent, because the Heineken flu has damaged a lot of business. And there was another announcement tonight for SMEs. If they're still keeping their staff on, they get a payment every fortnight. So that's very good. Okay, let's get on to this. Just want to let you know that we are expressing our view as an affiliate. Everything we say here is our opinion only. We do not represent the company. So you can take information from what we give you, but we don't claim to represent the company. We do our best to make sure it's all above board. Every now and then we may, in fact, make it wrong just by accident. So let's get going. I'm going to hand over for this bit to Carolyn, who has had quite a bit of success with a new style of presentation. Can you unmute Carolyn?
Has that worked? Am I unmuted? Can you hear me?
Yep.
Fantastic. Thank you, Derek. If you'll drive the clicker your end. Woohoo, Brent. Yes. Let's talk about money, because that's actually quite a big topic. That's it. And next one, please. You know, with the economic situation, people not thinking about their jobs, their businesses, and where the world is going with all of this. This is what the gold standard means, or certainly meant. When our currency was backed by gold, then you could actually walk into the bank and exchange that piece of paper for $100 worth of gold. It was actually gold backed. That's what it means. It is not anymore, and that's been one of our issues with our currency. And that's traditional. That's not just this century, as in the 20s, the 2000s. It's been for hundreds of years. Next one, please. This is what our fiat currency looks like. This is paper, that money that is issued by the government, FIAT. is the actual commercial name. It does lose value because of inflation. Here is a slide. Now you'll see on the left, I've actually put in the Australian dollars worth. So this is $1,000 in Australian money back in 1920, so 100 years ago. Grandpa could buy the latest top model Ford with $1,000 or a kilo of gold. Fast forward to 2020, you could buy top of the range Ford for $70,000, or you could buy a kilo of gold, or pay for the Ford with the kilo of gold. So either way, you can see here how gold has actually held its value and held its purchasing power, even though the value has increased and changed. So the question I often ask is, if Grandpa was leaving something in his will, would you prefer the $1,000 that he left to you, the Model T Ford, or the kilo of gold? Most people answer the kilo of gold. Thanks, Derek. The last 20 years, here is a synopsis of what's been happening for gold, particularly. I can hear an echo. Is that gone? Yes. Gold, approximately 10% per year increases in buying power. There's the price back in the year 2000, and then the price this year, 2020, a big increase. And if your income isn't increasing, if your fiat currency that you're being paid by your boss or your bank or the government isn't increasing the same amount, you're actually losing money big time. The beauty here is that the price of gold has increased over 500% in the 21st century. So the question to ask is, has your wealth increased 500%? Well, I can put my hand up and tell you mine hasn't. So note to self, should have bought gold 30 years ago. Anyway, that's done. The best time to buy gold was 30 years ago. Second best time? Today. If something you thought was true turned out not to be, how soon would you like to know? How soon do you want to know about it? Now that's obviously a leading question, because people say, I want to know straight away. And here's one issue. The fiat currency actually devalues and loses its purchasing power because of inflation. Now, you will notice that because in your shopping trolley, there's less items that you're going to buy with $100. Now, inflation doesn't sound very much because it's 2, 2.2, 2.3. It doesn't really sound like a lot. It's certainly not a big percentage. But year by year, the compounding effect, the maths of it means that it is losing its value incredibly. So that's the first issue. Next issue. This has actually happened in the last 100 years. This was just after the war in Germany, when it was actually cheaper to burn the paper money to heat the house than to buy wood with the money. That's how worthless it was. And here, this is actually a picture from Venezuela, and it's only a few years ago. It was back in 2015. That much money needed to buy that many carrots to eat. So that's obviously rapid inflation just running away. So that's what we're dealing with. This is what we could, this is obviously extreme cases, but this is what we can deal with inflation. The other part that you may not realize is that people say, well, you have to be a millionaire or a billionaire to buy gold. You actually don't. Those bars there, every single one of them is worth $1 million. And that's how I traditionally thought of gold, the $1 million bar. But the truth of it is that Karatbars is the world leader in small gold bullion. And there's a 1 gram size. And that's affordable for everyone. That's about $100. So you've got $1 million per bar on the left, $100 per bar for the bar on the right. Very affordable. And so this busts that myth that gold is only for the rich. Yes, the rich buy gold, but Karatbars has actually brought gold into the hands of many by making small gold bullion available. Karatbars, they are gold and blockchain leaders of the world. Blockchain is a new technology. If you think 20 years ago when the internet was seeping through, businesses, private people thinking, oh, well, you know, will I buy a computer? Look at us now. You know, someone described blockchain the other day to me as plumbing. It will be there. Mightn't be obvious, but blockchain will be there. So we are right at that apex. And Karatbars is a world leader in blockchain. And one reason is their blockchain is fast, really fast. Blockchain preserves data like nothing else around the world ever has. So if you and I decide on purchasing a property or selling a car or that I've paid a bill and it goes on the blockchain, nobody can dispute that. And if something changes, then another block of information is actually laid down in the blockchain. That's where the word blockchain comes from. Blocks are chains of blocks, and each time a change happens in the data, then a new block is made. So the changes are traceable. It's absolutely brilliant technology. It will be like plumbing. It will be everywhere in the years to come, and Karatbars is leading that charge. There's the timeline. Karatbars started back in 2011, and over the last couple of years, they've brought in the blockchain and the cryptocurrency as well. They are a company that are here to stay. Here's Harold. This is a great picture. I love this picture. He's looking so relaxed, looking straight at the camera. He's looking straight into your eyes, my eyes, and he's smiling and he's happy. And he is about bringing gold to everyone. Our future is digital. His mission, or our mission, is to make gold achievable and affordable for everyone. The mums and dads, the families, and really helping people to get out of debt. Karatbars into blockchain. Their cryptocurrency, what's brilliant about their cryptocurrency is it is actually exchangeable for gold. It has a gold value. Next one, please. Karatbars uses the blockchain for devices that you and I use every day. That phone is brilliant. That laptop, brilliant. So both of those devices use the blockchain. That means you and I can be chatting on a phone and no one else is listening. I don't know whether you've ever had the experience of talking about, oh, I really like to go on a cruise around the Greek islands, or gee, I'm thinking about buying a new TV. And within a very short time, there's the ad about a cruise to the Greek islands or a new TV on Facebook, because somebody's listening to our conversation, to your conversation. This phone here cuts out all the possibility of someone listening, phishing, hacking, stealing information that's either personal or client data. So the phones have started to come into Australia. Obviously with the coronavirus, that will slow a little, but we will see the laptops coming in, hopefully, when the coronavirus clears up. Next, please, Derek. So Karatbars is all about wealth building, and I bank in gold. Do you? So what's next? Set up a free Karatbars account. There are no fees. Now there are two options. You can join as a customer, you can join as an affiliate. As a customer, you will buy gold at full price. As an affiliate, you can buy gold at wholesale price. You can also open other income streams. You can buy more products because they're available to affiliates, and you can trade gold and crypto. So I really recommend you join as an affiliate because there are so many more options. Whether you want to use all those options or not right now, that's okay. The wealth principles of pay yourself first, establish a residual income to limit your tax exposure and to stay ahead of inflation are all covered by the Karatbars business model. When you buy gold, every time you buy one of those grams of gold, you are paying yourself first, which ticks the first wealth principle. If you want to build a business, please go back. If you want to build a business and register other people, you will be establishing a residual income. And by doing that, you can actually have extra tax deductions and therefore limit your tax exposure. So there's wealth principle 2 and wealth principle 3 covered by being an affiliate to Karatbars and building a business. But either way, whatever you decide, having gold and sitting on your gold, you will stay ahead of inflation. And there's the 4th principle of building your wealth. Brilliant system. If you do want to access more income streams, best thing is to get started with a multi-pack. They start at 150 euros and go all the way up to 4,500 euros. This is another aspect of Karatbars that you can choose to get involved in as well. So down the left-hand side under the pretty picture is a 1-star, 2-star, 3-star, 4-star, 5-star plans. The next column talks about BUNV. Now, I really had no idea what that was. 100 BUNV. Now, what that is a measurement of gold that is specific to Karatbars. So only Karatbars people know what a BUNV is. It's a bonus unival. It's a 1/10 of a gram. So that means 100 tenths of a gram, which in actual fact, if you look at the table on the right, is actually 10 grams. And they will pay you interest in gold of 0.4 of a gram. So let's just round that off. In Australian dollars, the 1-star plan there, 10 grams, that's about $1,000 worth of gold. And you'll receive $40 of gold back after a year of being in the vault. So that's the incentive, leave it in for a year. So if you go down the table there, 2-star, 3-star, the 4-star plan is really interesting because 10 kilos is about $750,000. And you'll receive a kilo of gold, which is 70 to 80, Mr. Dobson, $80,000 a year. Well, you could live off that. That's actually livable. So these plans are brilliant. You can see down the right-hand column, that's between 4 and 15% to put gold into the vault and be paid in gold. So that's another option for people. Some people put their super in. There's all sorts of options. The global partnerships with Karatbars cover the FedEx. If you order part of their program, any of their grams of gold, and you want them delivered, FedEx will deliver them. London Bullion Market Association is the refinery partner. There are global partnerships all around the world, including the Vatican. And let's say you do choose to be an affiliate and build the business, any commissions you earn will be paid onto your MasterCard. It's a beautiful Karatbars MasterCard and a very strategic partnership there. Do you have a plan to buy a house or get out of debt or prepare for a financial crisis? Do you have the ability to retire in the next 3 to 5 years? With gold, you can actually do that. That is now achievable. Is protecting your personal and client data from unknown attackers important to you? So that's the cruise going to the Greek islands, or the new TV that you're talking about with a friend on the phone or texting, and Facebook is listening, Google is listening, and you want to protect your personal and client data. And what are you doing about it? Because if you're not doing anything, then consider the phone and the laptop by Karatbars, using blockchain, fully encrypted end to end. If it's important to you, then do something. When I sit with people, I actually ask them, do you believe in saving money for the future? The woman I sat with this morning said, yes. Next question. Have you started to save in gold? And she said, no. Third question. If I could show you how to earn free gold, would you like to learn more? And she actually said no. She said, I just don't have the time. I work 2 jobs. I'm just so tired by the end of the day. So very interesting. She can see the potential. And those 3 questions just really clarify for people where they stand and what they want to do going forward. So I actually have that, or most of that, in a little folder. I sat with her at a distance in a park this morning, and if you'd like a PDF copy of that, please email me, and I'm happy to share that, all of those. So it takes people fairly logically 2 meters. I think it was 1.9, Dobbo. Might have been 2.1. Yeah, no, it was all legal. So these are the last days of the Las Vegas incentive. The Las Vegas incentive ends tomorrow night, midnight European time. These are incentive points, IP, and they are sales to your personal referral. So anyone you directly sponsor and what they purchase. The incentives start from 50 incentive points and go all the way up to well over 5,000 and 6,000. There's tickets to the event in Las Vegas. Obviously, the event itself has been postponed from May, but it will happen later. There's phones to be won. There's travel allowance. That's all in the incentive. So you do have a couple more days. If you want to find out more, then look in your downloads, look under incentives, and find page 22, because the incentive points for each pack that you sell are listed there. That's it. So that's page 22. Each different pack has a different incentive point value, so you can work out what you've sold to your direct sponsorships, and then what package, free package, and some e-points, and perhaps a phone that you'll get. So I'm going to pass back to Derek to finish tonight's presentation.
Thanks, Carolyn. Let's get right in amongst this. We'll talk a little bit about the ecosystem and how it works. If there's new people on the phone, I think we need to keep touching on this so everybody has an understanding of what this business is. So we have the gold standard bank now, which is built on gold, solid 24 karat gold. And they're taking steps now to ensure that that gold is audited monthly and that amount is published. A very cool thing about Karatbars is, as Carolyn described, they've got blockchain and tokens. I've always hated tokens. This token is stable because I can exchange it for gold. And if I've got coins, that means I can use the gold to pay. Therefore, I need a merchant program. Yep, we've got one. And you can pay your merchant with gold, or in cryptocurrency. Now, if you do that, the cryptocurrency exchanges make fees and commissions for the bank where we all make our money. And there's a vault in the bank. Merchants can put the gold they get paid into the bank, or gold standard bank stakeholders, you and I, can put gold in the vault, or we can convert the coins into gold and put them in the vault, as per the slide Carolyn talked about, the residual income from the vault. Now, given that that's a fairly complex financial ecosystem there, how do you keep it private? Well, as Carolyn described, we use the K1 phone. To use the K1 phone, you need cryptocurrency. And when you use the K1 phone with the crypto, you create, you guessed it, fees for the bank where we make money. If your little stubby fingers like mine don't work well on a phone, you get a laptop. Guess what? You need cryptocurrency to get the laptop to work in encrypted mode. If you do, you guessed it, you're creating fees and putting money and value and gold into the gold standard bank so that we, stakeholders, get revenue from it. And ladies and gentlemen, that's what we call gold standard banking. Now that is a financial system that is going to be very hard to beat in the coming months and years. And if you're any sort of a listener to people that are talking about how the governments of the world are trying to defeat coronavirus, some of them are predicting really, really bad things. Record firearm sales in America, the National Guard's been called out in a few states. It's going to be very, very bad. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're on this call, you have the ability to run your own bank. We have these tools today, right now. Okay, how do you improve your standing in this company? Well, you can create your own business with direct marketing. Now, we've spent many, many attempts, fair bit of money and a whole lot of processes to get some of this done. And I can tell you this is the first time I've been excited about direct marketing using social media. The common problems when we go to build a business like this is that it's really difficult to get leads. It's hard to retain the people once you get them in, on and on and on. The company that we're dealing with now have a great track record. They will write marketing materials specifically for the Gold Rocks team, specifically. So it won't be a copy and paste. Yes, there'll be links to articles that support what we do, but it's a marketing program that's written for exactly what we do. Now, these testimonials are from people that aren't in the gold business, but they've used this company. And you can see up the top, it's $19.97 a month. That's US dollars, by the way. But we've spoken to a number of people that have used this company, and they're very, very happy. So I'm really excited to say that if we get the delivery of the content on Wednesday, as described, we will be running a webinar on Saturday morning. So this is just some more testimonials from people. Now, here's a really interesting thing. If you sign up and in the first 30 days, you don't think it's doing anything or it's not worthwhile, they will give you a 100% refund. I don't know anybody else that's offering that in marketing. That's very cool. We think this is a great way to deal with marketing. It actually gives us the ability to, for the first 30 days, you've got to get money back guarantee. What we're suggesting is that we give this a run for 90 days. We'll have another meeting with the owner of this company, and we'll digest what's happened and where we are, and we'll see how it goes. But remember, ladies and gentlemen, we are in absolutely the perfect place to be at the moment. Everything we've been talking about since June last year is happening right before your eyes. This is history. This is something that has never happened before. I heard described today by an analyst actually from New Zealand who writes a lot of analytics for big American companies, manages a hedge fund in the US, but he does it all from his home in New Zealand. He actually said, if you think about how bad the last financial crisis was, it only affected one vertical channel. So it was real estate, the home market, and banks. One vertical channel. What he's talking about is this financial crisis will impact all industries. He ridiculed the people that said, don't worry, it'll bounce back. The government's going to tip in a bunch of money. It'll just bounce straight back up there. He said, people that say that have no concept of how bad this is going to be. They're talking about 30 to 40% of restaurants in America never reopening because they can't afford to be closed for a month. And they're already looking at 2 months of shutdown. So I don't think we could be in a better place. We have the tool now that will help us. So we will send out an email for this webinar. You might want to get everyone you know that's in this business onto this webinar. Because for $20 a month US, I think this is going to do amazing things for us. Now, it doesn't mean you have to be good at posting it. They do all of that for you. It's an automated system. You approve, yep, that reads well, tick, post it. They post it on all the different marketing channels that they use. You don't have to manage it. What you need to do is deal with the phone call, the email, or however they set up for those people to contact you. So we really love what that's worth. We love the concept of that. Jan McCloskey saying, in the meantime, since we've been with Karatbars, we've accumulated over $26,000 worth of gold since June 2019. That is amazing. Yes, Coraline, we will record the call. It will be completely recorded so we can use it for people that can't be on the call on Saturday. It will be very, very cool. Now, let's have a look at what the Heineken flu is doing to the world. Gold price is reasonably stable. Just watch this space. Here's the Standard & Poor's ASX 200. Now, if you look at that number, you can see there's a pretty big cliff there. It fell off in March, and it has bounced back up a little bit with the talk about the bonuses that the government is going to throw out there. Have a look at gold. Gold has dropped a measly 0.41%. Look where everything else is. It's just amazing. Crude oil is down to $20 a barrel. If you think about that, America up until just a couple of months ago was a net exporter of oil from shale oil production. Now, all of those companies need $50 a barrel to make it viable. What do you think is going to happen to all those oil-producing companies when they have to deal with the fact that crude oil is now $20 a barrel? There's going to be a lot of closed down businesses. Now, oh, and that's right, Jan's just saying she's got another 9 grams of gold coming. Free gold, thank you very much, coming again. Now, if you have a look at this little strip that I cut out today, the ASX 200 is down minus 16% for the year. That's pretty ugly. So When people tell you that you should run around and put all your money into shares, just bring them along to one of these webinars. We'll show you the numbers. And I'm not saying that gold is the answer for everything. It's just the answer for most things. Here's what's happened in the market. Somebody said to me the other day, if gold was going so well, why isn't the price skyrocketing? Well, that's because the price of gold is affected by ETFs, futures, all those things, which actually don't have anything to do with real gold. Here's what's happened in the real gold market. As the infection has spread, people that are trying to buy gold can't buy it at any price. It is unavailable. Bullion dealers have shut. Canadian Mint is at full capacity, can't keep up. The US Mint can't deliver orders. It is ridiculous. And here's a guy from the Swiss Gold Safe, which is a company that stores precious metals. And he's saying it's just absolutely crazy what's going on. And if you're a new customer that doesn't have a relationship and you're trying to buy gold, good luck with that. It is absolutely amazing what's going on. I took this snip off the ASX price today, and you can see that 46.03% annual return. The commentators don't think it's even really got started yet. Now, I can tell you, if you walk up to somebody and say, if I can show you an investment that pays you 46% a year, they're going to think you're crazy. That's what gold is doing. 46.03% per year. 70% over 5 years. This is going to be a really good year for us. So ladies and gentlemen, we have our own gold mines. Yes. Get on board with this marketing. Let's see what we can do. Let's really go at it, because right now everybody's at home sitting in front of a computer watching Netflix, and they're all scared about what's happening. We have a solution. We have something that people can use to keep themselves safe and in a position where they can buy food and toilet paper. Silly as that may sound. So due to what we're doing with the coronavirus and the Heineken flu and whatever else you want to call it, we're not going to hold any meetings for a while. We're going to do our meetings online. And therein lies our advantage. Everybody's at home with their computer. We have our own digital gold mines. So thanks everybody for joining us tonight. That's the end of our presentation. Are there any questions before we go? Any questions about the marketing? You can just unmute or type if you can type faster than me, which most people can. You know, we're all trying to keep ourselves safe. Thanks, Greg. Tammy's Global Webinar, 4th of April, $30 to register. Let me have all the info on the marketing. Will do, Roger. Let's spread the word about our online events, ladies and gentlemen. I'm really, really excited by what we've got in front of us. I think we are set up to create some dynasties right now. So thanks everybody for joining us. We look forward to seeing you on the golden beaches of the world now that we have the ability. Have a great night.